To understand the bi-generation, you have to look at it from a non-linear, non-subjective standpoint to realize it's a big ball of wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff. To make it easier, I'll lay it all out in the most linear way possible from the perspective of 14 onwards into 15. As a precursor, we need to understand the TARDIS loves her doctor and can see all of time. I mean, just watch the doctor's wife and how she speaks when in Idris's body. She knows her doctor, with all his trauma, will fail in the face of the imminent threats of the boss, the Toymaker's Legion, the Master's return, the return of the White and Black Guardians, providing the Toymaker's banishment restored them from being voodoo dolls, and most critically, the One Who Waits. Why the One Who Waits? The Guardians and Eternals, beings with godly powers from beyond the universe, are the closest thing the Hooniverse has to gods, and a being that scares a god needs a doctor at his best to stop. So, back to the bi-generation, which centers around the TARDIS being heard during 14's regeneration, indicating this is all her taking advantage of the situation to give her doctor a fighting chance. In the power of the Doctor, the TARDIS brings back 10's face as 14 and places a container of salt in his pocket when she causes his clothes to materialize. In the Star Beast, the TARDIS lands in just the right place for 14 to reunite with Donna with a face she'll immediately connect with once her memories are restored. The TARDIS uses the coffee incident as an excuse to carry the Doctor and Donna to the edge of the universe onto a ship where 14 would be forced to use the salt and call upon a superstition, a move that can cause superstition and myth to become real. She sells it by making the damage look extra flashy, something completely in line with her being a total drama queen, evident by how she treated Clara in the early days. I postulate when the TARDIS used the HADS, she popped away to create the wormhole that brought the ship to the edge of the universe. She may have even popped back to Gallifrey's distant past to plant the myth of the bi-generation. I mean, the Doctor did wonder what she'd be up to when activating the HADS. Flash forward to the Giggle, and the moment before 14's regeneration pauses and the energy dissipates, we hear a single TARDIS groan. That was an intentional insert as a clue to what or who is behind the bi-generation about to occur. Moments later, the energy returns, but it's different. It's not the same orange and gold energy of regeneration. As 15 emerges from 14, the energy between them is pure gold. We've seen that before. That's the essence of the TARDIS. 15 is pulled out of 14, and the Doctors defeat the Toymaker in a game of catch. 15 later tells 14,
I'm fine because you fix yourself. We're Time Lords, we're doing rehab out of order.
The TARDIS knows 14 will need her, not for adventures, but because she's been her Doctor's constant companion and is basically the Doctor's security blankie. So she devises a plan with the Toymaker's reality-bending powers, and more on that later. 14 spends decades healing with Donna, Rose, and the rest of the noble family. I would postulate coming to terms with Wilf's passing by living life day to day helps his overall healing process, a final gift from Wilf to his adopted son, as it were. It's finally time for 14 to regenerate after working through his trauma and healing himself. That TARDIS sound we heard when the regeneration energy disappeared moments before the bi-generation was the TARDIS using the Toymaker's reality-bending powers to shunt the regeneration energy forward in time, after it healed 14 to regenerate 14 into 15. As evident by 15 saying,
"Man, me. I think I'm really me. I am completely me."
The regeneration from 14 into 15 completed itself in the future before the TARDIS used the salt at the edge of the universe and the Toymaker's reality-bending powers to return 15 to the moment of 14's regeneration on the unit platform to bring about the bi-generation. 15, with the help of 14, beats the Toymaker at a game of catch. 15 later convinces 14 to stop traveling and heal. Now 15 wants nothing more than to fly away, but he knows he can't take the TARDIS with him. The TARDIS, that smart old girl, already knows what 15 is going to do and is prepared for it. The TARDIS, that stayed with 14, pops back in time to the unit tower and uses the Toymaker's reality-bending powers to occupy the exact point in space and time as her past self. This allows the second TARDIS to pop out when 15 bops her past self with the Toymaker's hammer for his prize. 15, having said his goodbye, flies off in the older TARDIS to face down the imminent threats to the universe, all healed from his trauma with a fresh perspective on life. Bi-Generation, a wibbly-wobbly event that allows the Doctor to simultaneously heal while allowing the show to continue on and have modern-day adventures with a healed-up Doctor free from the baggage of so many millennia of travel.